Now, if you're looking for additional ways you and your team can honor Dr. King and his legacy, consider going beyond just taking a pause on a day meant to commemorate him and his message. Honor him by focusing on continuing the work he started but wasn't able to finish. Welcome to Inclusion and Marketing, a show that's all about helping you uncover the skills and insights you need to win the attention, adoration, and loyalty of more consumers, especially those with differences that are often ignored by brands. I'm your host, Soni Thompson, a marketer and someone with a lot of differences. Let's get to it. When it comes to building an inclusive brand, it is essential that you have an inclusive internal culture. There's a lot of nuance with building a company culture that is ripe for making your team, including your diverse talent, feel like they belong. So to help you with all those nuances, I recommend you take a listen to the Truth, Lies, and Workplace Culture podcast, hosted by Al and Leanne Elliott. It's all about helping you find, keep, and motivate the great people you bring on your team. I listened to an episode recently all about quiet quitting that is super relevant to your ability to retain the diverse talent that you worked so hard to attract. There's lots of good stuff to dig into with this show. Listen to Truth, Lies, and Workplace Culture wherever you get your podcasts. As we arrive at 40 years of celebrating Martin Luther King Jr.'s life work, and as an official holiday, many will revisit some of Dr. King's most famous speeches and reflect on how far we've come. Others will dedicate their time engaging in acts of service. Now, if you're looking for additional ways you and your team can honor Dr. King and his legacy, consider going beyond just taking a pause on a day meant to commemorate him and his message. Honor him by focusing on continuing the work he started but wasn't able to finish. Build and uplift communities. Think about the communities of the people you serve, particularly those that are often underrepresented and marginalized, and then choose one or two of them to focus your time and energy on and uplifting them. Here are 3 steps to go about building and uplifting communities based upon how Martin Luther King Jr. himself did it. First up is establish authentic relationships. When you have a superficial relationship with a community, it's easy to just throw up a famous quote from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and continue along with your day as business as usual. While doing that may help you check a box with regard to celebrating the day, it does nothing to really honor Dr. King or uplift or advance the plight of any community. A better option is to build authentic relationships with people who are part of the communities you want to serve, much the same way Dr. King did. Now, Dr. King spent time entrenched in the community and listened to people's concerns at the beginning of his career as a civil rights leader, which resulted in the Montgomery bus boycotts. Years later, he even spent time living in low-income housing in Chicago while he was fighting for better housing conditions. Spend time with the communities you want to serve. Go where they hang out, have regular conversations, and learn their way of life. Your relationships will deepen the more you do this with the intention to build relationships and serve rather than to sell. Second thing to do is learn about the issues that most concern the communities that you want to serve. Dr. King spent much of his time as a civil rights leader fighting for equality for Black people in the U.S., whether that was in overturning unjust laws about where people could sit on a bus, fighting segregation, or lobbying for fair housing and humane living conditions. He didn't pick these issues out of the blue either. He elevated them as issues to tackle based upon the needs communicated to him as pressing concerns by the community. Because of his relationship and proximity to them, he had his finger on the pulse of what was going on in the community, which informed the actions he took to improve their plight. As you work to serve more people from underrepresented and underserved communities, take the time to learn about what concerns them outside of the realm of the products and services you offer them. The people you serve don't compartmentalize their lives. Their lived experiences, challenges, and worries in their everyday existence has an impact on the way they view, process, and respond to the messages delivered to them on a regular basis, including those from your brand. That's why the companies that will win their attention, adoration, and loyalty will be the ones who've taken the time to see and care about them beyond swiping their credit cards. They'll flock to and stick with the brands and leaders that demonstrate that they care by taking time to learn about the issues impacting them. I've been guilty of overcomplicating things and doing the unnecessary in my business more than a few times over the years. No bueno. But as I've grown and have started leaning more heavily into my values, including the one that's all about that tranquilo life, there's no room for overcomplicated and unnecessary. So as I evaluate how to streamline the way I work, it's important that the tools and solutions I use are both simple and streamlined as they work to help me reach my goals. HubSpot integrates sales, marketing, and customer experience all in one place, which makes for an uncomplicated and unfussy experience. Want to know something else cool about HubSpot that aligns perfectly with my Tranquilo values? With HubSpot, you can try before you buy. No commitment, no hidden fees, not even a credit card is needed to sign up. Talk about uncomplicated and a peaceful experience. Yeah. Learn how HubSpot can help your business grow better at HubSpot.com. And the third thing that you can do to help you continue to honor Dr. King's legacy is to use your platform and power to make life better for the communities that you're serving. Seeing others and holding space for them with regard to the issues that concern them is a great way to deepen relationships. However, you'll make a bigger impact in their lives when you take action to improve their plight based upon what you've learned about them. Dr. King used his platform when it was small and relatively unknown outside of his local area, and continued using it when he was well known and highly regarded on a global scale to improve the lives of the community he was serving. You have power and the ability to create positive change no matter the size of your platform or your budget. When you focus on taking action to improve the lives of others, you make a difference. Whether you create positive change for the life of one person or 1 billion, your efforts matter. The best way to honor Dr. King and his legacy is to continue his work. Make life better for the people and communities you serve by following the steps that I just listed. You can do so individually as a leader, and you can magnify your impact by enrolling your team and your company to join you. That's it for today's quick, short bonus episode. I've got more bonus episodes coming your way, so be sure to subscribe to the show so you don't miss out on any of them. And if you like the Inclusion in Marketing podcast, I would love it if you would share it with a friend and give it a rating and review in your podcast player of choice. It really does go a long way in helping other people discover the show. Until next time, remember, everyone deserves to have a place where they belong. Let's use our individual and collective power to ensure that more people feel like they do. Thanks so much for listening. Talk to you soon.